typical Japanese company. And the funny thing was, most companies, you see here in the example, they focus on one type of innovation and they become leaders in their sectors. Some focus on two areas. But like I was saying, Apple iPod is able to manage in 8 areas, and that's why it's a #1 brand. So how can we do, I mean, as far as, when we say creative economy, we also need to look at these aspects of businesses. How can you innovate in either of the 10 areas? Now this is, what I'm going to talk now is something really interesting. This is very personal experience I've actually seen here. A little bit consulting for a couple of other companies, some startups and stuff like that. I feel, if you remember in the earlier slide, I said we don't understand, we don't define, we straight away get into ideation. And because of that, we have, many people have met are what I call as people with half knowledge. And I think that's very important, because not knowing the problem well is kind of very dangerous. Having a bit of a knowledge, which is basically my perception, I think we should do this, is probably half knowledge. Unless you really inform yourself and understand the problem. I will give you a specific example. Sometime about 4 months ago, we were called by a very large company, probably the largest exporter of consumer goods from Thailand, and they were contract manufacturers. Basically, they were OEM manufacturers for large American and European brands. One of the American brands, which had 70% production capacity locked to this Thai company, decided to pull out and go to Vietnam. So this Thai company was worried. 70% of the production capacity. That means that many people are going to be unemployed. And it'll happen this year, 2010. And they were warned in 2008. They had 2 years to plan. So this company came to us and said, can you help us design? And we want it done in 6 months. I said, hey, look. How many years have you been doing this? 30 years. In 30, what they have built in 30 years, the work culture has led them to where they are now. And they want to change in 6 months. So anyway, we formed a little team and a few people. I was just aiding them, not really consulting sorts. Just helping these guys on this design thinking. And the team leader said, yeah, we can do it in 6 months. I said, no, not more than 2 years, not less than 2 years. 2 years is minimum, because you're talking of changing the mindset of the company, CEO, the managers, and finally the employees. And they said, no, we can absolutely do it in 2 years. 6 months. And it went on for a long time. They formed a committee and they went to the company, and they're trying hard, but it's not really working. It's been a year now. And this year, probably they will lose that capacity. I don't know what's going to happen. That's based on half knowledge. And for example, look at this. The Design Council of UK does similar work for companies in UK. They have a program called Designing Demand. Basically, they help companies improve their design capability at various levels. And this chart shows you companies which are engaged with this program for 0 to 1 years. They have project design and implementation. Basics are improving. The company saw its brand awareness improve. No increase in sales, profits, or market share were recorded. Now, companies within 1 and 2 years, they saw an increasing in market share, but profit increases were reported by one company. But 2 to 3 years, most businesses, they found their market shares increased, and they entered new markets, and they are able to increase profits. So output is basically qualitative benefits, is basically profits appear to improve, and the design culture starts to embed in the company. Very important. Anyway, go back to the last one, 5+ years long-term cultural change. This is what the British Designing Demand has managed to impact in 5 years. This is a specific program called Immerse. They immerse the company into this whole design world. They swim in the design world. And it takes you 5 years to really change your culture. If somebody comes and tells you, I want it in 6 months, and you tell them, yeah, I can do it, both are lying, because you can't do it. There's enough evidence here. Right? So, half knowledge. Beware. This is a general observation, very, very personal. We don't write and debate so much in Asia. We're scared of complexity. We're not quality conscious in thinking. We are quality conscious in production. And our output is not very great. Good or bad? I think it's good. Because it's like this, now we have some work to do. We can change all this. So that's where I stand. Right. This is a little bit, I've seen this in a lot of movies lately. The Avatar has it, and a bunch of other movies have it. It's about a little Zen koan, or a little Zen, what do you call it? Albert, what do you call it? A little story from Zen philosophy. Story, all right, okay. I believe in the Meiji era, in Japan, Nan-in was a Japanese Zen master, and a professor, a university professor with a PhD, maybe lots of PhDs. Well, they didn't have PhDs in the Meiji era. But anyway, so he came in with a lot of knowledge, and he came to the Zen master and started asking him many questions about, what do you think about this and what do you think about that? So the Zen master Nan-in observed this guy's behavior for a while, and he called his assistant and said, can we have some tea served for this gentleman and myself as well? So there were 2 cups laid on the table, and Nan-in was pouring tea into both the cups. When the professor's cup was full, he continued pouring it. The professor said, stop, what are you doing? He said, look, just like this cup, your mind is full of your own ideas. An empty cup can hold some tea. A full cup cannot hold any tea. Right? So this is one of the biggest things with half-knowledge people. They have their perceptions. They don't have knowledge. They have a lot of perceptions held in their heads. And that stops them from acquiring new knowledge. Whereas in the creative economy, it's about new ways of doing and new knowledge. It's very important for us to understand this. Right, now I'm going to play a little video which I just bunged in after seeing what was happening today here about how creative people are. This is actually a 22-minute video. So if anybody wants to take a little break, maybe it's okay. It's about a design company called IDEO. It's the world's largest design company and has a lot of influence on every product we use. The mouse was created by IDEO, the first mouse for Apple. And many kinds of toothbrushes, shoes, and this. Now, there are a lot of products we use are from IDEO. Now, this is not an advertising campaign from IDEO. I don't get a commission. But what I'm trying to say here is they have an amazing working, thinking model. In fact, there are many companies which are better than IDEO. So this is a little 22-minute video. And I want to show you how design people work. What is the design culture in a company? I hope this thing works. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right, let's see if it works. Oh, good. Okay. The first bit is not clear, but once the video rolls, you have the audio is better.
February 9th, 1999.